Today on the channel, we've got a nice year-end surprise from the Marvel Legends X-Men Retro Wave as we've got Avalanche and Multiple Man.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, from the latest retro card wave, we've got Avalanche and we've got Multiple Man. But remember, for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Zavi. Use the link in the description below and use discount code KYLEPETERSON to save yourself 10%. Gotta get a deal. And these guys are in stock over there. They seem to be the first one to get a lot of some of this stuff. And that's where I went over to Zavi and picked these two up and the other ones in the set as well. And of course, we're going to do this review and unboxing like we do all the other unboxing and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And as I always say, Avalanches over Multiple Men. So we're going to start with Avalanche first. Of course, he is a villain, as we do know. And this has been one of my most requested Marvel Legends figures. If you guys go back 7 months ago, 6 months ago, what is time anymore? I did do a countdown video of my 20 most wanted Marvel Legends in 2023, and Avalanche was high on that list, and a few other ones that were very high on that list have just recently been announced by the Hasbro team, so I'm very excited to get some of those guys in 2023. But Avalanche, a big favorite of mine, of course, going back to the X-Men animated series. And I absolutely love the packaging on these. There's no doubt about it. This packaging is all about nostalgia. I remember the old purple coloring for the bad guys, the more kind of orange and red for the good guys. I love that they're doing that. Just like the Spider-Man retro carded series, we get a little bit of love with these. Just very cool, very iconic. I hope they can continue this stuff into the future. But I absolutely love the looks of this Avalanche. How cool is that carding right there? Old school Marvel Comics logo always gets me. Just a beautiful thing. Avalanche, got Avalanche over there, the big figure there. Not a ton of extra stuff with Avalanche here. You get an extra set of hands and that's it. It's a far cry from his old Toy Biz one from when I was a little kid. We'll bring that out in a little bit. Look at that cross-sell there. That's an old school 90s cross-sell. That is exactly how you do it. Hasbro, why can't you bring this to the current day Marvel Legends? Why can't we do that? Because this is what it's about at the end of the day. I love stuff like that. We got a little blurb action there. And of course, all the jibber jabber down here. Let's see what it says about our old buddy Avalanche here. Marvel's Avalanche. Brotherhood of Mutants veteran Avalanche can generate powerful seismic waves from his hands. Oh, he sure can. We've seen him do that in the past. That is for sure. Very, very cool. I'm anxious to get this out of the package here. So without further ado, let's get him out. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what all the fuss is about here. If I can get him out. There we go. See you later. Spider-Man style. Bam! See you later. Some like dust in there or something. I don't know what that was all about. But there he is in the old plastic prison. Looking like Avalanche. I wouldn't say he's an A-level villain. You know, he's probably a C, D level, but he's part of that Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. You put him with Blob, you put him with Toad, put him by Magneto, stuff like that. He's one of those guys that'll give the X-Men a hard time. That's for sure is what he will do. Pull him out of the package there. Plastic. See you later. Goodbye. And now we got Avalanche out of the package here. I'm ready for it. We do got two hands. That's it. Pretty light in the accessory department here. I would have liked to seen a little bit of something. But we do get these kind of mangled gray hands, very silverish gray color. They look good for what they are, but I would like to see a little bit more with Avalanche. And I guess perfect time, bring out the old school Toy Biz one. I just shot off the front part there, but I love that he was on a little rock thing. Give him that rock piece. Give him something like that. But this is one of the most iconic old Toy Biz figures, at least to me. I don't know. I always enjoyed this figure, always liked this figure. Very, very cool to get an updated one in a lot of ways right here. I could also see people using this head, maybe making a Peacemaker custom. Of course, John Cena Peacemaker. This helmet reminds me a little bit of Peacemaker for sure, especially with the face showing through. He's got some very pouty lips going on his head, but I do like the silver helmet. It does look really cool. Of course, helmet is not removable, but you can see a lot of face underneath there. I wonder whose face it is. I don't know, but it does look good. Let's walk through the articulation real quick. The head does go all the way around. Not a lot of up and down, basically no up and down, but side to side, all around circle motion. Looks really, really good there. You do get arms that go around, but you're limited by his very 80s, 90s shoulder pads. Shoulder pads were the big thing back then, especially with females. They'd wear those like suits and they'd have the little shoulder pads. Wild time in the 90s. Wild time, let me tell you. I was there. I lived through it as a little kid. It was crazy. But that does get a little limited there, but you do get the usual bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, unfortunately, they're not playing all the hits. These are pinned joints. They're not pinless. Would have really preferred pinless, as you guys do know. Then you do get the Fists of Fury. He's got 2 fists. He's ready to fight if he has to. Hands are removable as well. He does got the forearm apparatuses there. Those are not removable. Sometimes those things will come off. Not in this case. Then he does got that big silver shield in the middle, kind of a chest protector going on. Very interesting. It almost looks like a futuristic police officer or something you would see in like Demolition Man or a video like that, or Judge Dredd maybe, something like that. He does have that vibe going on. You do get the ab crunch, you do get the waist articulation, even a little ratchet there. You can hear it. You can hear it a little bit there. He just got a belt that is sculpted in. He can do Avalanche splits, but really not much for a guy named Avalanche that usually I think he was flying up on his piece of rock and he was doing splits on there, but he's not going to do deep ones, that's for sure. You do get a thigh cut, double jointed knees, pins once again in the knees. Then you do get a nice boot cut for him, and then you get ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down, all that usual stuff on the ankle department. So he does look good, just a little plain, just missing a few little things. I wish there was a few extra accessories, something with him to bring him out a little bit more. But he is an iconic villain to me. To me in my list, he is an iconic villain. He's something I've been really looking for, so I'm very happy to have him after all these years in the Marvel Legends wave. So that's old Avalanche coming in hot. I forgot. Oh, how do I forget? I forgot to do the ringside collectible test. Can he fit on a ringside stand? Of course, Mattel stands. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And what do you know? He fits like a glove on the old stands right there. Good for him. Almost forgot that. How dare I? That would have just ruined the whole review. So there's Avalanche there. I'm here for it. I just wish there was a little bit more pizzazz to it. Just a little bit more pizzazz. And speaking about a character with not a ton of pizzazz, we got Multiple Man. So another interesting one here. Of course, being a kid in the 90s, reading X Factor, that's where I grew to love. Oh, Multiple Man, Forge, Polaris, who else did I love over there? Strong Guy. There's a lot of great X Factor characters back in the day. But when I think of Multiple Man, I don't think of this version. I think of the Trenchcoat version. And maybe you're that way, maybe you're not. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is this more of the Fantastic Four version? Because I believe that's where Multiple Man debuted back in the day. I mean, this could be an early X Factor costume or him in the X-Men universe costume. I am not personally familiar with this one, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy a couple of these when I get a deal out there. There's going to be a buy one, get one, or buy one, get one 50% off. I'll jump in. I'll buy multiple Mans because that's what you got to do. You got to get at least 3 Multiple Mans in your collection. So I will pick up 3 of this one, but much like Avalanche, not a lot of bells and whistles to this one, and I would say even less bells and whistles is what I'm honestly going to say here. But there he is, Multiple Man, looking multiple on the front cover. A lot of the same stuff that we saw with the Avalanche figure. Absolutely love the Uncanny X-Men card there. You got the X-Men in the corner, Marvel Comics logo, very classic. Of course, Multiple Man, what's it say with him here? Multiplying Mutant. Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. He does got an extra head with some extra hands, but not a lot to this figure, I gotta be honest. We do get the blurb, do got that fantastic cross-sell, all the jibber-jabber, that kind of stuff going on down below as well. Let's see what it says about Multiple Man. Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, possesses a unique ability to duplicate himself at will. Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. So very interesting. Nothing else of note on the package. He's coming off a lot cleaner than Avalanche did, that's for sure. There it goes. See you later. Goodbye. Now we get down to the old Multiple Man looking good. Looking ready to multiply, really, is what he looks like he's going to do. He is taped in with the hands. I'm going to pull those out. There's 1. There's 2. We get the extra head. There's that. And then, of course, the body. And see you later. Goodbye. All right, well, look at all this stuff here. Let's look at these 2 hands. Much like Avalanche, he came to fight. He's got 2 Fists of Fury stock out of the package. Then we get 2 kind of gripping, not even gripping hands, I guess. These almost look like shaking hands or, I guess, slapping hands. That's what they are, but they're green gloved here. Very plain Jane, but we do get those. Then we get down to Multiple Man here. We've seen this body mold so many times over the years. We've seen it with Spider-Man, many other characters. I guess it does work, but it's time for the updates. It's time to update all these characters going forward, if you ask me. Once again, we do not get pinless joints with this one, so really going through the old motions here with the old Hasbro team, getting the most out of their molds all the way till the very, very end they possibly can, as we can see here. Articulation-wise, we do get the shoulders very tight, which I do like, but you get the butterfly shoulders. Arms go all the way around, no issues with that, of course. You can imagine nothing to get in the way. You do get a bicep cut, double jointed, not pinless elbows, but you got double jointed elbows. Hands removable, like I said, he's got 2 fists of fury. Of course, you got the ab crunch on him, waist side to side. Head all around, up and down, tons of mobility out of this head, so you can really put his head in any position you need him to be in. Big old splits for multiple man, thigh cut, double jointed knees. Once again, you do got pins, ankles back and forth, and then you do get the boot cut as well with him. So that's about it. A very interesting looking costume against the green and the gold. Of course, multiple man, a renowned A's fan, big A's fan back in the day. Everybody loves the Oakland A's, including multiple man, as we do know. But he's got the green and gold attack going on. Head sculpt, a little plain Jane. It really is a little plain Jane. The other head we get with him, really not terribly different. The only real difference is the mouth and I guess the eyebrows up maybe a little bit more with some eyes. So you got kind of a little bit mean mugging going on and just a plain stoic face on this one. Really, either of them, I guess, are fine. I don't know. If I'm going to have him multiply, I'm going to have 3 or 4 of him in my collection. I guess you could mix it up, put different heads in there. You got to get used out of both heads, I guess. But part of it is they're going to multiply. They should all kind of look the same. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out which way I'm going to go with that one. But it is what it is, and I gotta say, out of all the figures that were released out of this wave, this retro card wave, he was the one I was the least excited for, just because he never did a ton for me, and when he did a little bit for me, it was more in this outfit here. Always think of him in this one a lot more than the other one. And I do like this one, and I probably would have been happier if they would have re-released this one in this retro wave. I think a lot of people would have said, hey, I'm all in, I'll buy multiples of that one, have a multiple man, because I have 2 of these in my collection. I wouldn't mind to have like 6 of this one. This guy, I think 2 or 3 is about the limit for, and like I said, I think a lot of people have been just fine with this one released in this one's place. But it is what it is. But you can choose your own adventure. Which version of multiple man, easy for me to say, do you like better? I think most people are going to say the old X-Men style one for sure. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? The Mattel stand, of course. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Well, what do you know? He fits like a glove as well. It's like they were almost made to be on here, even though they're a Hasbro property on a Mattel stand. Who'd have thunk it there? But between these two, Avalanche gets the Duke for me. Much bigger Avalanche fan than this version of Multiple Man. If we were talking this version, he would have got the Duke. But very cool, just a little bit missing here. Just don't feel like you really get your total value with. But that being said, you play a little of that long game. There's deals to be had, as we know, on a lot of Marvel Legends stuff. You can wait a little while. You can get a deal on these two. I guarantee. I guarantee. Like that old Cajun chef used to say, I guarantee. And that's what I do as well. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking these two up? Playing the long game? Passing? Let me know in the comments your thoughts on these two. And don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. Give it the old thumbs up. Always does help the channel when you like the video. Don't forget about the Patreon channel. Truly your best way to support this channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. And don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 over there on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Multiple Man and Avalanche, I am Kyle. And I'll see you guys all real soon.